to find out the techniques to gather news, to know the art of covering meetings, to learn about press conferences, to imbibe the skill set required to gather news fast, to understand the knack of information mining on web. The world is in full motion and so are people. Many incidents take place every minute. Some of them are good and some of them are bad. As a reporter, you require good and bad. It is not possible to come to know about all the incidents or developments at a go. You need to collect information to give it a proper shape, to present it to your reader next morning. In this lesson, we will discuss news gathering or news collection techniques and practices. News gathering is broadly of two kinds. One is physical and the other is electronic. Till a decade ago, reporters had to physically go out to get information, but the information technology revolution, especially social media, made it possible for journalists to collect information online. The COVID crisis has further compelled reporters to focus more on online information collection. There are 6 ways of information gathering. 1. Press release. 2. Interviews. 3. Field visits. 4. Press conferences. 5. Public meetings. 6. Electronic news gathering, that is called ENG. The primary source of news for journalists is the media release, also known as press release. This is often a raw material for a news story shared by a PRO of an organization or company. Any trained journalist can turn a press release into a news story without much effort. Senior journalists know the art of making a byline story out of the press releases they get. The real test of a reporter is weeding out unimportant press releases he or she receives every day. The boilerplate in the press release describes the company's profile in brief, and the PRO's contact details are given in the press release. You can approach the PRO to get more information or to get a clarification on the given information. Nowadays, organizations are sending publishable press releases that can directly go as news stories, but it is not wise to take it verbatim. People may think that you are a lazy bone. Some other press releases contain only quotations to be used in your story. Generally, maximum 20 to 40% of the material of any press release is used based on its importance. For such news bits or stories, reporter shouldn't forget to mention in the text that according to a press release issued by so and so. Press release material should not be turned as your own story. It is unethical. There is no problem with the official press releases. Some banned organizations like PWG also send press releases to reporters. It is a common practice to use that material after checking the genuineness of them. The word of caution with regard to press releases: don't throw them into dustbin. Preserve all press releases of your beat. They will come in handy at a later stage. An interview is essentially a structured conversation where one participant asks questions and the other provides answers. In common parlance, the word interview refers to a one-on-one conversation between an interviewer and an interviewee. Journalistic interviews are of 3 types: 1, telephonic; 2, direct; 3, email or text based. Newsroom expects good interviews from reporters every now and then. An exclusive interview of a celebrity or a stalwart gives you a lot of recognition. We will discuss interview techniques as a separate lesson. As the word indicates, reporters go on to the fields in search of information. This method is considered as the best because it gives an opportunity to understand the ground realities firsthand. Producing a story based on the information given by the fire services department may not get you the required quotes. If you personally visit the site of the fire accident, it helps you understand the gravity of the fire besides getting an opportunity to talk to the victims. Journalists claim that field visits get them good number of stories and it gives immense pleasure and professional satisfaction. It is a good habit to do legwork. Though you don't literally go out on foot, legwork based journalism gets you good stories as well as good name. Make it a habit to visit the places of your beat to find out the latest developments. Those who rely on the first two types of gathering of techniques, that is relying on press release and telephonic interviews, are called armchair journalists. Armchair journalism is not good. It is the worst form of journalism, to say the least. For some field visits, you should go on your own, while the government PR wing arranges vehicles to take you to the venue of the Prime Minister or Chief Minister's public meeting. Press conference, also known as news conference, is organized by individuals or organizations with the purpose of sharing some information with reporters. The organizers may issue a press release or address reporters to make their points. Business establishments or companies call for a PC, that is press conference, to launch a product. As the news manual maintained, all sorts of people organize press conferences for all sorts of reasons. A politician may call one to announce a new policy or to deny an allegation. A scientist may call one to reveal a discovery. A police chief may call reporters together to give details of a crime or to ask for public help in solving a case. The main advantage of a press conference is the information provider is readily available with you. Since he or she invited you for the PC, he or she is obliged to talk to you with patience. A celebrity who can't be reached over phone can be questioned at the PC. Besides, it is a great opportunity to establish contacts and to ask questions on relevant contemporary issues. The disadvantages of a press conference are: every newspaper or media organization carry the same information. In the age of exclusivity and mad competition, your boss would expect you to come up with the newest point. However, a smart reporter can generate an exclusive form of PC by stealing a couple of minutes of time to talk to the chief guest. Senior journalists who go to cover a PC come with exclusive interviews. When you join in any news organization soon after completing a journalism course, you are initially asked to make news out of press releases. The second assignment you may get is covering meetings. Unlike press conferences, you don't have control over the situation here. Journalists are part of the audience when the meeting is on. Organizers are generally arranging a press gallery or enclosure for journalists. After reaching the venue on time, the first task is to find a proper place in the press gallery. Sometimes the speech of the key speaker may be provided to you well in advance. Seminars, workshops, symposia, roundtable conference and convocations also come under this category. Understand the occasion and Interact with the key players when you go out to cover a meeting. Know the name and designation of every speaker and take notes properly, because your copy demands direct quotations. Don't forget to check whether the speaker went out of the speech copy supplied to you. Good shorthand or fast writing speed to take down notes is required. If the organizers allow it, use a tape recorder. What is the new point coming out of the meeting is an issue for journalists. Regular newspaper reading habit helps you sniff out the lead of the day. Chit chat with close friend in the journalism circle may give you an idea about the newest points of the meeting. If the chief guest's language is not familiar to you, you should feel free to ask the organizers to provide translation facility. In press conferences and meetings, it is essential that you find a position where you can see and hear everything that is going on. If you arrive at a crowded event, do not hang around the entrance. Politely but firmly make your way to a position where you can see and hear well. At well organized events, you will find an area set aside for the media, as we discussed. If this seems suitable, use it. You may find the organizers have left programs, leaflets, copies of speeches of the delegates, press material. Take it with you. However, if the media area is unsuitable, do not hesitate to move to somewhere better. COVID crisis forced journalists to cover meetings online. Zoom, Google and all other kinds of virtual meeting halls are there. They are the order of the day. Though it helps reporters produce a news story by sitting at home or office, a set of new skills are needed to cover online meetings. The new information technology changed the face of the news gathering methods. Especially social media is a big ocean. You are hit by waves every second and there is no breathing space for you. Getting useful information is like trying to find a needle in a haystack. The modern journalist skill lies in quickly finding the newsworthy needle in a planet-sized haystack. General netizens browse through the social media content and respond wherever they feel. In this process, they may miss reading the hidden meaning of the text, pics and the videos. It's okay if they miss the feed for some days, but as a journalist, you don't have that luxury. Constant monitoring of various social media platforms is very important for journalists. It is humanly impossible to visit all websites, blogs, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn and so on. There is no much time in your hands. That is why you need smartness. You must keep an eye on the social media platforms related to your beat. For example, education beat is assigned to you. Then you should visit the websites of the school education, higher education, universities, grants commission, universities, teachers union, students union and so on. Since it is very hard to follow all Twitter or LinkedIn accounts, you must figure out the key players in your beat to keenly observe their social media journey. Some news agencies also flash news, and that little bit of information is enough for you to come up with a good story by evening. You must have a list of must visit websites with you. Websites, blogs, media platforms that are directly related to you, your beat are important. Having done this, every evening you should make it a point to talk to a couple of close journalist friends of the same beat, even they are from your rival newspapers. Have a talk and win their confidence. They will drop you a hint about a newsworthy tweet of the UGC chairman you missed inadvertently. A good reporter wins the confidence of officials and others with his professionalism. Be in their good books with their nice behavior and good communication skills. Look out for various apps or sites that give you information related to your area of specialization in a capsule form. Some telegram groups are circulating highly valuable information nowadays. Joining in various social media groups also helps a lot. For instance, a group run by education beat reporters is a good forum for those who cover education. The group is a mix of reporters, leaders of teachers unions and intellectuals. GEOs released a few minutes ago are also available on this group. If you are a member of such a group, your job is made easy. Another advantage is you can get quick quotes from the group members by directly messaging them. One more minds of information are citizen journalists. Thanks to the proliferation of the information and communication technologies, many professors, experts turned online journalists. They run their own websites, blogs, YouTube channels. They prefer explain their views. A peep into their work gives you a better understanding. If you win the confidence of these sincere citizen journalists, you need not worry about required documentary evidence. They will do half of the job for you. I want to reiterate that your online communication and online behavior matters a lot in news gathering online. You should not be seen as a pest, dull or boring. You should carefully deal with your sources online. Remember that every word counts, every sentence matters. Passion, curiosity and digital civility are prerequisites to master the art of electronic news gathering. In this lesson, we have understood various news gathering techniques. Except press release, every other technique needs an extra effort from reporters. We discussed the techniques covering meetings and press conferences. Smart reporters come with exclusives from public meetings too. Information mining on web makes or breaks a reporter in the modern journalism.